In the 1990s on up through the new millennium, the 757 saw a resurgence of talent coming from this area. Producers like Teddy Riley, Timbaland, the Neptunes, Knots, and Bink, and artists like Missy Elliott, The Clips, and Skills, each brought their own unique sound that helped Virginia finally get recognized for its incredible talent. Their journeys were not easy. Their influence will perhaps never be forgotten. Jae Sinnett, a fellow local musician and radio personality, gave me some insight on what it means to be a local artist and the key to their success.
There are so many great musicians in the Hampton Roads area and in the state. And I think it's sad too, because when we say local musicians, see, Bruce Hornsby put out a couple of hits. So somehow that validates him in a completely different light. It's like, well, if you have a hit, then you must be better than everybody else. That's not necessarily the case. You just have more recognition, but you don't hear people say Bruce is a local musician. But everybody else is a local musician because we don't have that national recognition and international recognition. I don't think Disco Duck was a hit. So do you say that that's superior art? It's all subjective, but there's some serious talent here. So I try to avoid saying local artists, because I think it puts a kind of a negative stereotype on the artist.
Do you think that it's important for artists coming up today to acknowledge the legacy of their predecessors?
Well, a tree has to have roots. I don't think anybody's coming out of the oven, a true original, well, maybe Thelonious Monk was. But I think what you have to research. This is where an artist has to place value in history and research, and you have to go back and study them and emulate them. And then through all this, it's a process. And through this process, eventually and hopefully, you can get to a point in your development where you can let that go as an artist. And then you can take those ideas and shape those ideas into something that is truly unique to you. You're creating your sound. So that's the significance of going back and researching and studying those that preceded you.
What advice would you provide for artists who are trying to make their footing in this industry?
The business end is just as important, because there's so many artists that are brilliant, such brilliant musicians, but they lack that marketing and business framework that can really help get their work out to a public, and also ownership of their music. You have to understand how the royalty situation works. Mechanical royalties and performance right royalties and all these things, where you can make a significant amount of money, or someone else could, on your music if you're not prepared to know what you're supposed to do. So it's more than just being a serious performing artist. This is why so many of the top artists have management, and that understands and takes care of a lot of these things. But that shouldn't discount the artist not knowing how to take care of that themselves. Every artist should understand it. Have a plan B. I'm serious when I say that, because the odds are it's not going to work for you. You're not going to get to where you ultimately want to be. A lot of these kids, they see stars. They want to be these big stars. The odds are, it's just like trying to make the NFL or the NBA. The odds are against you that you're going to do that. So have a very, very clear plan for a plan B, a backup plan. I would also say that the artist needs to decide what kind of lifestyle they want to live. You want to drive around in a Lamborghini, or nice little Honda Accord, okay. You want to live in a $1 million home, or is a nice 2-story condo, okay. So, and I say that seriously because you have to decide what kind of lifestyle you want to live. You want to live this luxurious lifestyle, then you're going to have to make a lot of money. And then you have to decide, if you want to be a truly creative, artist that's playing music that is not really accepted by the masses, chances are you're not going to make that kind of money. So look at it realistically. Decide what you want for your lifestyle, what kind of lifestyle you want to live. And that will help in determining what kind of artist you want to be.